All right. Hello there. I'm Milo. Welcome back to my stream. Hope you're having a great day. We're finally moving on from Rare and Donkey Kong games, although, funny story. After last stream, the Flashpoint Flash archiving front end updated, and they added new Donkey Kong Flash games, and I considered doing another Donkey Kong Flash stream, but no. I've had enough. That's enough for that for now. So instead, Gibbon is here and says Merpaderp. Excellent, thank you. Yes, so I've been playing Castlevania Lords of Shadow games, all three of them. And it's October, I guess, so why not, good time to play this game that was leaked in April 2021. Gibbon says, Milo considers driving his sanity further into the corner, but opts instead for Castlevania. Yeah, yep, that's how it's going. And this is how it is. Okay, yeah, so let's get right into it. Castlevania Resurrection. Have you heard of this game? It was cancelled. But that's the Diablo font. Isn't that the Diablo font? Anyway, this was a game in development for the Dreamcast around 99, 2000, 2001, but it was cancelled. What we have today, yeah, Given noticed that too, the font. This thing that I'm playing right now on a Dreamcast, wait, oh, my controller's not connected. I really should have checked that first. Okay, here it is. It works. Yeah, so this build was made for E3 or possibly pre-E3 demos to the press around 1999. The game got further in development, but it was pretty messy and it got cancelled. But we do have like a snapshot of what was planned for the game at a certain point. For more information, you can check out Castlevania Realms website with information about it, or the game, oh my gosh, the place I got this was from, it's got a really weird URL, so I noted it down here. Sega Dreamcast Info Gamespreservation.com. There's a lot of hyphens in there, but I'll put a link to it. VG Museum is the other one I was talking about. Yeah, Castlevania Realm is hosted at VG Museum, yeah. Okay, yes, so, sorry. Anyway, yeah, 3D Castlevania. It's an interesting one. At this point, there were two games out on 64 that were trying to replicate the series into 3D or transfer it into 3D. So this represents kind of the third attempt at that, although the 2 N64 games are kind of the same game, just with like a re-release, almost like a director's cut version or something. It's a complicated situation. So you could say this is like the second attempt to bring it to 3D. Compared to 64, it seems to me that developers' statements and comments around the time that it was in pre-release lead to an idea about the game where it's more action-based, and they're trying to recreate the spirit of, the original NES game. Maybe just the first one, I guess. I don't know. Because the second one was very open world. But anyway, yeah, it's all like action-based, focus on combat, stages, action stages. I'm rambling a bit. My brain's not working too well today. I just had my second Pfizer COVID vaccine this morning, so I've been feeling a bit woozy. Forgive any stumbles or blumbles that I do along the way. Yes, okay, so controls. You can crouch, you can roll if you hold the right shoulder button and do this, and you can do that from crouching position as well, but it's not really implemented properly. It's supposed to be a dodge roll, but you just do it on the spot. You can whip, you can jump. There's a sub-weapon button somewhere. I don't know, I might figure it out. I don't think I have a sub-weapon at the moment, actually. And yeah, whipping candles, whipping ghosts and skeletons, it's all here. It's Castlevania. I guess one of the more interesting things about this game was how it was made by a team in America. So Konami had a studio in Chicago, and they mostly made like baseball games. They also made a Spawn game for Game Boy Color, and what was the other one? I guess the most direct predecessor to this was something called Broken Helix, which was also like a third-person action game. Oh yeah, I forgot. If you press start, it's actually like a debug menu to pick between the different levels. They're very short though, so I won't mind going through the start of that one again. I didn't really get anywhere. Is it playing 2 copies of the music now? No, it's not. I think it's fine. There's just one track that plays through this whole like demo. There's more tracks that were made for the game. They're online. You can find them at the composer's SoundCloud page. I've noted down Mark Lindsay. There's 11 tracks on his SoundCloud that were created for use in this game, but only one is implemented in this demo. You can't move the camera as far as I can tell. Yeah. And I don't appear to have regained my health. I don't know. There was something I read on the site that posted this prototype CD rip about like a funny thing with the mechanics of this demo. Like if you could repeatedly reload, hang on, load a level. What I've noted is load a level multiple times to upgrade your weapon and unlock new sub weapons. So your whip does get stronger, which was, I guess, going to be a mechanic, but you can sort of cheese it in this debug thing. Because, yeah, this is an early demo. Not much is in the game at this point. I'll finish talking about the development studio. The Chicago-based studio shut down, but some of its staff moved over to a new studio that Konami set up in San Francisco, and that's where this came out of. Take that, you evil cardinal or bishop or something. Yeah, I've got a note here about how it's more action-based and whether that was possibly a reaction to the 64 one being a bit more plot-heavy, and they decided that didn't really work. I think a lot of people decided that a lot of things about the 64 iteration didn't really work. Every 3D Castlevania is like a story of them trying to make it work and not really doing a great job. Having just played the Lords of Shadow games, I think they're the most successful. I say having not played the PS2 or 64 ones, but whoa, okay, I fell through the floor, that's great. We're experiencing some out-of-bounds adventure now. I'm between 2 walls in a crawl space. Oh, this is lovely. I've discovered new secret areas, how about that? I guess this can give us a... No, we can't really look at Sonia very well. Anyway, I think the PS2 games are pretty awkward as heck and not great. And yeah, Lords of Shadow is kind of strange. It's like a God of War clone. Oh, I have so little health, even when I loaded back in. I guess I'll try and get killed and see if that refills me. But yeah, I've just finished Lords of Shadow 2 this morning, and I enjoyed it a lot. It doesn't have a great reputation among Castlevania fans, but I disagree with that notion. I think it's a lot more accomplished than the first game, despite the very messy development cycle. There's some anecdotes you can read about it. They're even archived on the Castlevania fandom wiki. And yeah, they just talk about how the director was incredibly overbearing and awful, and people kept quitting, and the art director left halfway through. They got no support from Konami. Yeah, apparently it was a real mess, but so it's a wonder that it turned out as well as it did. Having said that, I did experience a game-breaking glitch 12 hours in that caused me to restart my entire save file, which was a bit of a bummer, but looking past that, I think Lords of Shadow 2 is really excellent. The setting, the characters are a lot better, more likable. like the story and stuff. And yeah, the mechanics, they've improved them a lot from the first one. It's the same basic thing, but they've made a lot of cool changes that I like. And the structure is quite different as well. Instead of like these kind of linear action stages, it's open exploration 3D world, which I enjoy better. I think this might be all of this stage. I think we've seen it all now. You can climb those stairs. Maybe I can jump over this gap. Oh, it's the gorilla skeleton. Didn't you have a theory about the gorilla skeleton, Gibbon? Something to do with the link between Castlevania and Kong-based things. I want to hear you talk about that again, because I don't remember what your notions were. But yeah, I was just talking about being done with Donkey Kong, and here we are. They're not throwing barrels, at least. They do throw barrels in Rondo of Blood and Dracula X. Alright, I've rambled about Lords of Shadow. Let's talk about the plot of this game while we go into a new level. Or I'll do the new level and impressions of it first, I suppose. How do I select it again? I'm just pressing all the buttons. Oh, you press select. So you press start to enter that menu and then select to like pick one of those options. So we've already been attacked by a bat. Okay, nice stained glass windows. So like impressions of this game at the time from the journos at E3, they were very positive on how much more detailed it was than the 64 game. The Dreamcast, of course, is a more powerful console. When do I get my sub-weapons? I'm going to try that trick and like reload this level a bunch of times, but first, let's just check out this stained glass window. Beautiful stuff. Oops. Oh yeah, if you hold down select, it fast forwards. I don't know if that's an emulated feature of Redream or if that's part of the demo. I don't know. Gibbon says, it's possible. We know the Kongs have been around since ancient times, and that there's skeletal Kongs like Binky, so sure, why not? Yeah, that's a good point. We do have the Binky Kong in Superstar Saga, Mario and Luigi. At least the GBA version. I still don't have a sub-weapon. It said sub-weapons unlocked, so maybe I still have to find them. But I'm pretty sure the whip gets stronger, because I've seen some gameplay videos and like sometimes it takes them ages to defeat the bone pillars with many whips, and sometimes they do it quicker. So that mechanic definitely is there. I just don't really know how to do it. And I've whipped a lot of candles, but haven't really found any other sub-weapons. Oh, there's an axe! Great! There it is. How do we use it? I'll hit some other buttons. There we go. Get axed. Oh yeah, there's a charge mechanic too. You can charge it up, that blue bar's filling up there, and then I release, and that's my item crash. It uses more hearts, but it throws out a whole bunch of axes. Great stuff. I think you can charge the whip. Yeah, so I'm charging the whip now. The blue bar fills up, I let go, and you do a little swingy maneuver. So there you go, some of the more advanced techniques. I'm sure you had a more specific thing, maybe in connection with YY World or something. I don't know. It was a long time ago, given. But the fact that King Kong is in YY World, of course. Well, that's weird. I picked up a little thing that looked like a shield and it flew over to my bar, but I still have the axe equipped. Oh well. Alright, I was going to talk about the story of this game. So, I wonder if those are supposed to roll down and they're just sitting there. Oh well. Yeah, so I'm playing as Sonia Belmont, who, if you know some deep Castlevania lore. At one point when her game was first released, she was the original Belmont, before kind of Leon was introduced in the PS2 Lament of Innocence in 2003. And then, of course, Gabriel predates Leon in the timeline. In around 1057 is the events of the game, so before that he was first Belmontized. He's supposed to have come up with the name Belmont just because he liked mountains, and it means like Belmont, like beautiful mountain in French or whatever. A bit silly. And yeah, you can debate whether Lords of Shadow is a reboot or not. You can fit it in with a bit of hammering and stuff, I think. So I guess that's it for stairs. We've done the extent of that. So this is kind of just like a really thin vertical slice of the game, I guess. Yeah, so Legends for Game Boy is the third Game Boy Castlevania, and it stars Sonia. I will be playing that after this because this isn't going to take a whole stream length to get through. So we'll get some more Sonia content. But she's kind of infamous to me, at least, because of how when Igarashi kind of took over as the lead gatekeeper of the series, it's a good word for it, he sort of said, oh, that doesn't count, no, she's not real, which I hate. And part of his reasons for saying so are very misogynist, which I also hate. But yeah, we've gone over that before on stream, so I don't need to relitigate it in full detail. But I will say it's nice that for one reason or another, I don't know about his own personal opinions, but yeah, later on games he oversaw include Order Ecclesia with Shinoa and Bloodstained with Miriam, so those are good. But anyway, Sonia, yeah, it was really interesting. It was a game that came out shortly after Symphony of the Night, and still a classic style. We can talk a lot more about Legends later, but it takes design cues from Symphony of the Night in an interesting way, I think, and as part of the plot as well. But anyway, the idea is that Sonia is like the original badass warrior woman of the Belmonts. She was in, 1450 is her time period. And the plot of this game is that she's in 1450, and there's also a later Belmont in this sort of interregnum period in the 1800s where there were no Belmonts. And a few games have covered this, 1800s, 1900s. There's a lot of games set in those times that don't have Belmonts at the start, like Bloodlines and its follow-up Portrait of Ruin. Order Ecclesia's in there. The 64 games, of course, Circle of the Moon, from memory, the arcade, the shooter. Anyway, all these games, a lot of them have Belmont-like characters, but it's this time when there are no Belmonts. And part of the reason for that, tied into this game's story, I guess, is where Victor Belmont was the current Belmont of that generation, but he refused the call, and he went off and did his own thing instead of taking up the legacy and being a proper vampire hunter. Oh, this is great. You fall down on the bridge there and you can just walk on air. It's lovely. So yeah, Victor Belmont's like this cool concept. He's kind of like, he's still a warrior, he's a mercenary, but he like turned his back on the whole lineage thing. Kind of similar to Trevor in the Netflix series, sort of. But Victor also comes back in Lords of Shadow 2 in a kind of interesting way, but in a different interpretation of the character, and it's set in 2057. I think I'm done with this level, so I'll move on to the second last level here. This is Corridor. The disc that we have of this game has written in Texter on the front. What does it say? Cannot load Corridor. So when you're running this on certain emulators or on actual hardware, Corridor level does not work. But it does work in this emulator, Redream, as well as some other ones that I've read about. Oh, I've got a new weapon. Wait, what's that? I have a torch now. I'm just holding it in my hand. Okay. Notice I'm also defeating enemies in one hit now. So maybe that was the result of me loading a few times or something. So there's a little preview there. Medusa statue on the wall. Painting on the wall. Ooh, creepy hands on the floor. I like that. So now I have Holy Water as my sub-weapon, and that can defeat these pits of hands, apparently. Let's charge it up and see what that looks like. Item crash. Whoa, beautiful. Yeah, so the plot. Victor Belmont is... Oh, gosh. So, yeah, the corridor level... Oh, no! I have seen screenshots of this, so I guess they were able to get it working on a certain demo, but the disc that we got archived, it specifically doesn't work on, but it does... it doesn't work on some configurations, as I've explained. This is very Crash Bandicoot, isn't it? Running into the screen, away from something chasing you. Oh, I've fallen in the lava, which isn't hurting me, but the snake is. And now I'm dead. Sort of. Yeah, okay, we'll just reload. Maybe it's not select. Select speeds up this screen even, but I don't know how to actually... I'm just hitting all the buttons. It'll work eventually, I'm sure. Maybe it just takes time to load. Okay, there we go. Back again in about time too. Yeah, Crash Bandicoot. What an interesting source of inspiration for a Castlevania game. Oh no, let go. Let go. These are kind of like the swamp hands in Lords of Shadow 1. Oops, stop it, please. You jerk snake. Don't like it. So Victor Belmont's in 1882 and Sonia Belmont's in 1450. And the plot of this game, or at one point, was going to be that they both time travel and they meet in the middle. So exactly halfway between 1450 and 1882 is 1666, which, because it contains that mistranslation of the number of the beast from the Book of Revelation, which was really referring to Nero. Like, there was some superstition about it at the time, and the part of the idea of this game was going to be like, oh, you know, it's an evil year, so evil stuff happens, including Dracula. So I think I've read comments that, like, it's a direct follow-up to the 64 game, but I don't know that that's necessarily true. But whatever the case, there's sort of renders of characters that were going to be in the game, including this countess character, an evil vampire lady who is resurrecting Dracula, as often happens. Oh, great. For some reason, the jump is a bit tricky and I can't get out. Oh! The jump works better in some places. Maybe this floor is curved or sloped or whatever. There we go. Yeah, so that's the idea. Victor would then have sort of been mentored by Sonia, his ancestor, which is a cool idea. Ah, collapsing ruins have defeated the Hydra, just like in Disney's Hercules. Let me see. Oh yeah, Victor. The one thing I should mention about Victor is he's not playable in this game. Sorry, I keep adjusting the volume because it looks too loud and then it looks too quiet. I've turned it down now, so let me know how the balance is. Sorry. Alright, yeah, Gibbon says, it's a shame that this got canned. It's got nice set pieces. Yeah, totally. This is, again, a really early version of the game, but this gives you an idea of what it would be like. We've got sort of those earlier stages where you have a lot of freedom to move around and stuff, and this is a much more action-driven set piece kind of thing, so it's got both. That's nice. So Victor's not in this demo, as I said. Only Sonia, but we've got like renders of him and stuff, so you can check those out online. We don't really know whether he was going to be a co-op partner or would have his own levels, or whether you could select between the two. It's unclear. Maybe they even changed their minds about it, I don't know. But whatever the case, all we have is Sonia, and that's just fine with me, because I only play Castlevania games now that have that are girl Castlevania games. Girls only zone, please. There's not many of them, to be honest. Really, really not many. So we've just picked up the boomerang in its classic sort of indigenous Australian cliche style. Not all boomerangs look like this in actual real life, by the way. But yeah, normally you have like the cross boomerang that looks like a cross or something. this one is not like that. I'll try and demonstrate it. Let me load back in. What was I going to say? Victor? Yeah, who knows what's going on with him. Just like in Lords of Shadow 2, he sort of comes with you in combat stuff, but you can't play as him. Alright, I have the boomerang. Let's try it. Oh yeah, die, ghost. Alright, I'll charge it up. Oops, if you get hit, it stops charging, I see. I have so many hearts, though. They really loaded you up for this demo, which is nice. Oh, I totally fell through that. That sucks. I'm going to load the level again. Let me see. Okay, here's a paragraph that I wrote a few days ago when my mind was sound... oh, hold on. Let me just get to a safe space and then charge this up. Whoa! Tornado, many boomerangs. Okay. Organizational problems and an inexperienced team with slow development led to delays. The PS2 was coming, and it became evident that the Dreamcast itself was a failure. Which is what I wrote about the reasons for the game's cancellation. It got cancelled. Also, according to rumor, it was around 25% complete at cancellation, even after like 3 years of development. So that's not great. By that time, Lament of Innocence on the PS2 would have been in development in Tokyo by the main Konami team under Igarashi. So that's a thing. There was another rumor that I read actually that KCEK Kobe team of Konami who made Legends as well as some other Castlevania. No, they didn't make Legends. They made the 64 game. That they kind of took over development of this after the San Francisco team stopped it because it was cancelled. Okay, it's crashed. I had a situation just like this in Lords of Shadow 2 actually. I was attacking with Alucard in the DLC and the whole screen just froze. Yeah, I can't even press start, so I'm going to just load the game in again. It'll be easy enough to get back here. I'll do a little bit more exploration of that level, but I think we're pretty much done with this. Yeah, so the rumor about KCEK taking over, I don't know about that. Very unsubstantiated rumor, who knows. So go back to Chapel. I've got so many notes about this game, but I think I've covered them all. I guess another thing to note would be, oh god, load it up again. The CGI director, or I think art director, like her credit is CGI director, but I don't know, Jenny Ryu, aka Jenny Chang. I just like to point out when there are women involved in game development to celebrate them. Especially when I'm playing games with female protagonists. So there you go. Although, yeah. One thing that I will note, I suppose, about Sonia is that sort of like Shanoa and Miriam, actually, they aren't quite as covered up as their male counterparts as game characters. They're showing a lot more skin, and that's just, you know, ordinary sexism, I suppose. Or, yeah, that's how character design goes. You can see she's not very well armored. I wonder how different this design is from the original Game Boy one, which I can see on the side of my screen right now. You know, it's pretty similar, to be honest. I think we've seen about all this level now that I come up here and see that this balcony is quite small. There's some other little sub areas down here, I guess. Oh, well, I fell. Lovely stained glass window up there, by the way. Yeah, okay, I think we're done with this now. That's about all there is to show of Resurrection in this form. There's other screenshots and videos online of other builds, I guess. But a lot of the material for this game comes from journalistic coverage of the E3 demo, which would have been this. So you don't often see much more than this, apart from those like concept renders and concept art that were shared by the developers at other points. But yeah, really interesting. Hey, Orson Zed in chat. Hello. The long international nightmare is finally over. What? Can you what? Oh yeah, and Gibbon also says, wasn't there a new female knight in the patchy slot version of Castlevania 3 who's in full plate? This is a really good point. Ironically, because the patchy slot games are, they advertise themselves with erotic violence and have a lot of like sexualized designs for the female characters. Victoria Florescu, whose name I just pulled out of my brain, thank you brain, is a new character who was put into the context of Castlevania 3 in its like remake in like gambling form, which is what Patchy Slot is. It's a gambling machine, but they have like CG cinemas and stuff. Oh, Smash Brothers? Yeah, whatever. Who cares about that crap? Yeah, we're done with Resurrection. I finished all my notes. Yeah, but good point about Victoria Florescu. That's a really cool character. I like when a reframing of a story adds new elements to it, so it was fun to see her pop up. I drew her in a pixel art at one point. Was that Castlevania 3 or was that the Rondo of Blood one? I'll have that in my timeline spreadsheet. I'll just look that up real quick. But I'm going to be playing Legends next, so stick around for that. That'll be fun. Timeline. So should we green? I've highlighted characters based on their role in the story. Yeah, she's actually in the C.R. Pachinko Akumajo Dracula, which is based on Rondo of Blood. So she joins Richter and Maria as part of their team in that era. So, yeah. But there are like 3 different machines based on Castlevania 3, and then this Pachinko one actually is a bit later than that. It's not the Patchy Slot one. Anyway, let's move on. So that was Castlevania Resurrection, the version that we have. It was a bit less substantial than I expected, but that's okay. It was just this early demo kind of thing. But yeah, interesting to see what could have been. What I'm going to do later in the stream, if there's time, is compare that directly to the 64 game as another around the same time like attempt at bringing the series to 3D, which is interesting. But because I know this won't take super long, I'm going to play through Castlevania Legends, the original appearance of Sonia, and we'll get that context for her as long as I can capture the footage. Oh, I've changed the display capturing. Redream doesn't have a title bar, so I had to remove the cropping. 43.5 pixels. Okay, there we go. And that's good. So, yeah, this is a Game Boy game. It's called Castlevania Legends. It's from 1997. It was made by KCE and Konami Computer Entertainment Nagoya. Oh, there's their logo. Thank you. The Nagoya team had previously worked on the Saturn port of Symphony of the Night, which is again also yeah, Igarashi didn't like it, and I'll talk about that later because that really annoys me too. Oh, what's this? Standard mode, light mode. What is this? Light mode, I guess? What does that do? Maybe that'll be easier? I hope so. I don't know. Anyway, this is the tale of a young girl's struggle to single-handedly provide Transylvania, a place ruled by madness and despair, with the light of hope. So this is one of the Game Boy Castlevanias. They're looked down on pretty hard because they're really awkward to play and poor representations of how good the series was on NES at the time. But this one, being the third of that series, is the most refined, a bit like, Donkey Kong Land 3 or something. But unfortunately, it's also the only one that has never been re-released in any form. The first 2 games were put out on Japan and Europe exclusive collections of Konami Game Boy games that have been colorized for Game Boy Color. So there's official colorizations of Castlevania The Adventure and its follow-up. But not this one. We have to make do with these default palettes. And actually, speaking of that, one thing I love about this emulator, which is the inbuilt Gambate core in OpenEMU, is cycling through different representations of like, so there's like Game Boy Pocket. This is kind of pea soup green, but then there's all these other kind of default palettes. So I'll pick one that kind of suits the forest. This is a good default one because it highlights like a lot of interactable stuff red while the background's blue. I often use this one for a lot of different games. The whip's pretty versatile even with these things that are right down on the floor. You can crouch and hit them like that. I also have the bullet tip by default, so I can shoot projectiles. You can upgrade your whip with some pickups throughout the game. So other things that the Nagoya team worked on were some Goemon games. I was looking at other Konami teams, and like everybody's taken a Goemon game at some point. That series has so many installments, and I guess they pass it around between different teams a lot. But they're also responsible for a licensed game based on the 90-something Brendan Fraser Mummy movie, and Rachel Weisz, she's also playable in the game, I think. I might be thinking of the like PlayStation version or whatever. Hey, wall chicken, good stuff. They don't have stairs in this game. I'm not sure about the other Game Boy Castlevanias. I haven't played them. I've actually played through this before, but it's been a long time, so I don't really remember it. So my impressions will still be slightly fresh. What was I saying? Yeah, instead of ladders like you have in a lot of Castlevania games, you've got ropes to climb. It's better for the Game Boy format with its smaller screen and stuff. Whoa, what have I done? There's a magic spell thing. Yeah, okay. So when you have a full bar at the bottom, you can activate this mode and you run faster. There's a ROM hack that gives you super running speed as the default speed because they thought it was like way too slow. Oh, okay. I will rewind. Don't worry about it. Apparently you can't just fall here. You have to climb down the rope. Again, Donkey Kong Land vibes. What was I saying? The Mummy? The Mummy had a game on Game Boy Color. And that's kind of fun because like there's mummies in Castlevania, and The Mummy Demastered is a recent kind of Metroidvania game. So there's connections between the series, sort of. Okay. Yeah, I felt very Mandela affected because I felt sure that at some point I'd read about a fan colorization patch for this game, much like what our friend Ape did with Donkey Kong Land that I played recently. But when I tried to look for it, I couldn't find any evidence of it. So, chat, am I crazy, or do you remember there being a colorization for this game? I think it's just me. I think I just wished for it so hard, but it didn't actually come into existence. But I'd convinced myself it was real. It'd be great to have this game touched up a little bit. Well, what's that? Oh, a trap. Fun. Zombies. Gotta lure them away, and then can I? No, not enough air control. You do have some. This isn't like, yeah, this is like Richter mode. You can move around in the air after jumping, and you don't even need to hold the jump button to do it. I don't get it. What's going on? They just keep coming. Can I just leave this way? No, that kills me. I don't know. I'll keep killing zombies. Maybe I'll die. Otherwise, I'll rewind again. Are you supposed to? Also, this game doesn't have sub-weapons, in case you're wondering. I do have hearts, but that's going to come into play after I beat my first boss. Okay, so dying puts me back here. Don't go down there. It's a trap. And I guess you can't get out of it. Yeah, Gibbon agrees. Would be nice for this game to get more attention, but alas, yeah. And part of the reason is that opinion held by Koji Igarashi about the game's status. And yeah, that sucks. Let's talk about what he thinks about Symphony of the Night on Saturn, because that was really irritating. I read an interview around the time of its release, or actually I think it was around the time, so up and attack activates the super mode, which I accidentally did there. I don't want to actually do it right now. So around the time of the PSP remake, remake of Rondo of Blood that included Symphony of the Night as an unlockable, which had a lot of updated features. It had new voice acting, it had an additional Maria playable character, who is so the Saturn version had Maria as a playable character already originally, but it's a different one in the PSP game. And so yeah, it had some new stuff, and people were saying, there was a version of the game that already had new stuff on Saturn. It had, 2 new areas, new enemies, new items. Are you going to include any of that stuff? And Iga's response was like, oh, well, he's very haughty about it. He's like, I'll have to analyze it and determine if the content that was in there is appropriate and up to the standards, the high standards of my game. And no, he didn't include anything from the Saturn version in the PSP game. So yeah, I'm exaggerating a bit because it's kind of dumb, but yeah, the Saturn version is pretty cool, although it's really difficult to access the map. You gotta press a few buttons in a row. It's pretty tedious. And yeah, the loading screens are a bit messed up, but who cares? It's just as good, and it has extra stuff. So play Symphony and Saturn, and you can play as a cool, kick-flipping Maria. It's pretty great. Yeah, I played that one recently, the Maria mode, and it's pretty cool. Anyway, my childish vendetta against Iga aside, this game is cool, and I'll show you, well, after we beat the first boss, we'll get a magic spell, and I'll show you that mechanic. But it's also, yeah, really groundbreaking for the series and having a heroine character. And apart from that, it's a perfectly cromulent Castlevania game that's better than the other 2 Game Boy ones. But it's really overlooked a lot at the time, so I think it's perfect to showcase it on my stream, where I usually want to play pretty obscure games that I wish had more attention, and often ones that are new to me that I want to become more familiar with, which is not exactly the case here, but it's been a while. I don't really remember this, so might as well re-familiarize myself with it before I play Grimoire of Souls. That's the next Castlevania thing I'm going to do. That's just been released on Apple Arcade, and I've got a nice shiny Apple TV with a DualShock 4 connected to it that will be a great way to play that game, I think. It'll be good to see how it goes without being a free-to-play nightmare. I did play the beta. No, I didn't play the beta. I was on the hook for it, but it was only ever released in Canada and then shut down not long after, so the proper release never happened. But it's getting a second life now on the Apple TV, I guess, or on the Apple Arcade, which is playable on any Apple device, including iPhones and iPads, and I think Mac as well. I have played some games that were previously free-to-play or originally designed as free-to-play before being put on Apple Arcade instead, and I played those on Apple Arcade, and it's kind of jarring, to be honest, because they it's the brain thing. Hold on. Let me start that sentence again. I've played some games on Apple Arcade that were free-to-play or intended to be, and they're not great conversions to a system that won't allow you to spend money on them, because they still have free-to-play-like systems in them. They're just kind of low-effort translations some of the time. So it's not a guarantee that the game is going to be any different than it was in the beta, but I should have played it first so I could talk about it here. But I'm looking forward to it anyway, because it's new. It's the new Castlevania game, you know? And after that Chinese one was cancelled, there's nothing else to look forward to in the series, except for that rumor about Castlevania, like, promoting indie devs to work on their IP or something. See what comes of that, but, yeah, I'm so bummed about the Chinese one. It was a game being made by a Chinese studio that was pretty similar to Grimoire of Souls in that it's kind of a crossover and on mobile, probably free to play. But it had a lot of new story elements to it, new playable characters. I think it was set in that same time period that I mentioned, the 1800s, where there's these other organizations trying to defeat Dracula in place of the Belmonts. But there are new Belmonts in the game. I think there's even a playable female Belmont, which is always nice to see. Yeah, there's like a brother and sister who are both Belmonts, which we haven't really ever seen except for in Order of Shadows, where you play as like the guy with the spiky hair, and he's got two sisters, but they're non-combatants. They're not allowed to be fighters, I guess, in this idea of the game. But yeah, enough griping about that. Order of Shadows is decent for a mobile game, but it does have that odd element to it, of having like a Belmont team. It's fun. Also takes several cues from Lament of Innocence, strangely, not set long after. I guess that was the most recent thing at the time. Alright, hang on, what was I saying? Yeah, I don't remember the name of the Chinese game, but that got cancelled recently, which is pretty sad. Given says, I should get an Apple TV. There's a growing list of stuff I'd like to play on it. Yeah, there's some cool stuff there. I'm waiting for that game company's latest Sky to be released there. It was iPhone only for a long time, and I've sort of put it off because I heard there was an Apple TV port coming. I think now they're porting it to consoles, so much for that. But yeah, I think it's still not out on Apple TV. But it was a good place to play Apple Arcade games for me. And there's a lot of great stuff on Apple Arcade. That's how I first learned of like my new favorite games, Sayonara Wild Hearts. What else did I play on there? Rayman Mini, it's okay. It's another Rayman Jungle Run, which is great because I love that game. What else did I play on there? Alba's Wildlife Adventure, that's really cute and awesome. What else? The Pathless is on there. That's an awesome, excellent game that is worth paying full price for, and you can get on like console and stuff, but it's great. It's the next one by Giant Squid or whatever they're called, the Abzu creators, and it's kind of like Journey crossed with Breath of the Wild, but way better than either of them. Yeah, check it out. Apple Arcade. Go for it. Yeah, I don't know which model of Apple TV you need to get to be compatible with it, but they're not expensive, so yeah. You have to be a little bit willing to, like, it's not a dedicated gaming platform, right? But it's got pretty good compatibility. I wonder if I can grab that chicken. Whoop. Nope. Hey, I did it. Lovely. Oh yeah, I should try out the magic spell. So instead of sub-weapons, in this game you have magic spells, which you get after beating a boss. It's like Mega Man or whatever. Actually, you know what it's like? It's like Dracula-kun. It's like Kid Dracula on the NES and Game Boy. I played that on stream. Oh, give me the one up. Ironic. I lost a life instead of gaining one. In that, you got spells after beating bosses, right? Yeah, that's fascinating. I never made the connection that Legends is inspired by Boku Dracula-kun. How about that? I'm very pleased by this discovery. Anyway, let's try it out. Next time I see an enemy. Oops. Well, now we're in the falling platform zone. Oh yeah. That's something I forgot. Every new level, I want to change the palette to match where we are. And it should make me stand out. Deep Dank Dungeon, yellow. I guess that'll do. It's kind of a gross color, but you know, one of the main things I want from the palettes is helping interactable things to stand out from the background. So this'll do, I guess. The bone pillar just changed color. That's cheating. Yeah, okay. Oops, I'm nearly dead. I should have been watching that. No, get away. Is that supposed to be a flea man? They're pretty big for flea men. Maybe I exaggerated how much Symphony that I influences here, but there's definitely those flying skulls. I think that's a pretty Symphony thing. I don't know which way to go. I hate having branches in the path. It's fine. Gotta get used to that kind of thing. Okay. Oh yeah, I didn't use the spell. So stupid today. I should eat my lollipop soon. That'll help me. But then I can't talk and eat a lollipop. Well, how do I get over there? Okay. Damage tanking? Maybe that's the way. I think the tornado freezes time, judging by that sound effect. But let's try it here. Yeah, there it is. So it's basically the stopwatch. Given says, this was kind of the handheld accompaniment to Symphony and I. Yeah, totally. Released it at the same time. Oh. The screen was just for that guy to be there? I'm gonna let him kill me. And then I can get my health back. And then I can... Oh, it puts me back here. That's okay. That's not too far back. I have lost all my hearts, though. But you earn them back pretty quick. There's plenty of candles on the walls here. Ow. Jerk. Yeah. So it's kind of, you could think of it as an alternative to Symphony of the Night. Because that was like, the series is moving in a different direction. With this search action type of genre. But this one is definitely a classic style. Branching paths is something that, you know, Rondo did, so even that's not out of the ordinary. I think, did 3 have branching paths? Yeah, I think it did. So it's even that far back. Oh, whoops. Whoa, that's a lot of damage. Okay, so we can't just tank through there. I don't know how to get through there. I'll just go this way instead. Soul Weapon, that's what it's called. And I did find that clock before, which is labeled as a collection item, so I guess optional collectibles, but I've missed one. Wonder if that's going to affect the ending or something. Oh, come on, Sonia! The jump's not that long. Maybe I have to activate super mode to make it. I'm sure. It's quicker to just walk over there than to rewind, to be honest. Come on. You serious? You serious with me? Are you messing with the game? Come on. Oh jeez, she's actually got like high heels on. Look at this. See that? I never noticed that. Oh. How do I change my sub-weapon to the one I had before that activated super mode? Maybe I can't. That's weird. Nope. This, no, this, no, this, no, this, no, this, no. This? No. I don't know how to do it. I don't know if I can. That's odd. I still have the magic bar. Oh, I made it! Oh no! Okay, cool. Oh no! What? There was nothing here. So, what is the answer here? I'll figure it out. It's okay. Cool. Oops. What else can I say about anything? Let's freeze time. It didn't work. Do I need to be like standing on ground to do it? Nah. Oh, do I not have enough hearts maybe? Let's try it. No, I don't. Yep. This armor guy is a bit Symphony of the Night-ish, maybe. Alright, I need to rewind so I can go like back onto this screen, which did not reload the candlesticks, which means I can't get enough hearts to activate my power, which is a little bit rude, honestly. So that's obviously not the answer. I've done this before. Okay, I'm looking up a guide. I'm sorry. This is dumb of me. What else could it be? Doop-a-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Tell me, guide. What do I do? Oh, wait, cheats. Oh, light mode passwords. Standard mode passwords. Finish the game with all the special items to see the alternate ending. There's a hidden level in stage 5. Interesting. I don't know how much of that we'll be seeing today. So here's just a bit of live reading to check what light mode does. Okay. Standard mode. Player starts in a normal state with the crappy whip. Light mode. Translated easy mode. Player starts with the best whip. So there you go. Normally my whip would be less powerful and it won't shoot these projectiles, but in light mode, you get it all by default. That's nice. Burning mode is the super mode, which you activate by pressing A and B at the same time, apparently. I swear I tried that. There it is. Okay, so I activated it. Don't need it anymore. Passwords, weapons. This guide is extremely laconic. Very non-detailed. Okay. Bridge falls. We need to kill the thingy. Wait, what? Okay. According to this guide, if you go down here and then kill that knight that I killed at the bottom, then the spikes disappear. Did I miss that? Is my brain that bad today? They're there. They're definitely there. Here's the knight. Let's kill the knight. Excuse me, sir. Apparently, your death is important for this. And then climb. And they're gone. Did I miss that? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Cool. We're having a good day over here. Extremely normal. Nothing weird is happening in my head. It's all very normal. It is normal. It is normal to have side effects after the vaccine, of course. I experienced it after my first dose. I couldn't go to work for like a few days. So we've got more spikes here. I wonder how we get rid of them. Maybe I'll try and tank my way through them by just walking through them. Oh wait, that's not gonna work. Instead, I will kill this knight. Hooray! I figured out the puzzle. Whoa! Dude! Wow. Apparently his sword is better at blocking than his shield. That's interesting. Gee, I hope I don't run out of time on this stage. There's a thought. I really wish this game had color. You know what? It's fine. We still love you, Legends, despite your monochrome nature. We forgive you and appreciate you and celebrate you all the same. First Belmont, except for Leon and Gabriel. Kaboom. Now, I hope I haven't wasted too much time by dawdling back there. Time limits. Isn't that an awesome mechanic that everybody loves when they're playing video games? Alright, that sets us up pretty well for the boss. Very generous to just give you a nice juicy drumstick out of a candle. Oops, that's not a boss door. Still more to go. You don't have to like find the hidden meat in the wall, it's just there. It's just in the candle. Oh, I'm watching that timer tick down and I ain't happy. Oh, what's this? Found an orb in a candle and it made the ceiling fall down. Oh my gosh. Okay, this would probably be more impactful in a different palette. There we go. So the head's a different color, which reveals the fact that part of it is a sprite and part of it is a background. Oh! So my magic spell doesn't even stop this guy. Brutal. It's okay, my magic rewind spell on the emulator will help me. Guess I have to jump over that one. There we go. Now this is nice. Look at this. Giant zombie dragon on a Game Boy. Beautiful stuff. Alright, we've earned our second soul weapon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stage 5 has an alternate path? That's ages away. Alright. For the tower climb... You know what? I actually like this palette. Maybe not for this stage though. Let's go with the nice pink. Whoops. Ow. Stop. You know, I'm glad I put it in light mode. Jill of the Jungle flashbacks. We just played that for Game Club. Our good friend Life Force recommended it to us because apparently they are really into DOS games and just pick those a lot of the time, which is just fine by me. DOS is really easy to emulate, so I'm perfectly happy with that. Their last few picks have been like Tyrion, Jill, and there was a third example, but anyway, those are both epic games, which is funny. Yes, the requisite clock tower climb, indeed. Or, as Gibbon said, the clock tower climp. Sorry, I won't make fun of your typo any more than that. But yeah, it's in every Castlevania game. Lords of Shadow had a clock tower. It wasn't in... Oh, where was it actually? Yeah, it was part of the Frankenstein Carmilla zone. So that's like the basis for the castle that Dracula then inhabits. So yeah, it's the same castle. Or possibly a different castle. I think if you want to incorporate Lords of Shadow into the proper timeline, you have to maybe consider... What just happened? Did I use my spell by accident and it refilled my health? That's cool. Let's try it again. No, I don't have enough hearts. Anyway, one of the justifications I think is that if you want to keep it in the timeline the same as the other games, you have to maybe consider that there might be two Draculas and that these events are separate to the other stuff, but there's common stuff between them. It's just difficult to reconcile them totally. Okay. Yeah, it is really strange. Anyway, it's fine. So... Wait, did I start that and not know how to say what would happen in that sentence? What was I talking about before? Jill of the Jungle climbing ropes. Yeah, Gibbon agrees with me about the timeline. But that's true for even some official Castlevania games, so it's not that much of a stretch. No, stop it. Got some clingers over here. What is this, DKC2? This is a lot like Chain Link Chamber, actually. Ooh, Gibbon's hand waving that there's 3, actually. Tell me more. My hand is on my chin. My chin is on my hands. I'm intently listening. And yes, I am still holding a controller while my chin is on my hands. Whoop, whoop. Good point. Gibbon says, the Dracula in Lament is based on a different historical figure. Yeah, Matthias Kronqvist is definitely not Vlad Tepes. I agree. One of the funny things about Lords of Shadow, actually, because Gabriel Belmont is essentially a foundling. He has no oh, that was a mini boss. Okay, Little Wyvern, nice. He has no known history. He was adopted as an orphan by the Brotherhood of Light, but like part of his in-game bio says that it's speculated that he is like a bastard son from the Kronqvist family who lives nearby, a family of nobles. And the Bernhardt family is very important to the backstory of Mirror of Fate and Lords of Shadow 2. So that's all Lament stuff. Oh, I can slide fast down a rope. Oh, that's lovely. I should have maybe realized that earlier. Yeah, so there's kind of that connection there with the Kronqvist thing, but that's interesting. Anyway, yeah, so there's these two alternate origins for Dracula, essentially. But in your third theory, what's the other origin for Dracula? Is it just the accepted, like, Vlad Tepes one? I know that the novel Dracula by Bram Stoker kind of plays into the backstory of some of the games. Like, some of those characters appear, like, well, Bloodlines, right? On the Mega Drive. That's Jonathan Morris or John Morris. Wait, yeah, John Morris is the character from the novel, and then it's his son Jonathan in Portrait of Roman. Is that right? Quincy Morris, something. There's a Quincy character in Circle of the Moon as well, who's like a reference to that as well. I've gotten it all confused. I don't remember anything, but it's involved. The novel of Dracula kind of is assumed to be part of the Castlevania timeline, essentially, based on references and things. Okay, yeah, cool. Bloodlines also has what's her face, Elizabeth Bartley, who's based on, or like a mistranslation of the Countess Bathory, who was another source of vampire lore and myth, supposedly having bathed in the blood of people, something like that. Oops. Burning mode, whatever, that's fine. I'm invincible. That actually will help me ascend. Can't make much use of the extra speed, but that's okay. Oh, the door's over there. You'd better have some chicken for me. Oh, that's good too. Why don't we cash it in straight away? Yeah, that's too far back. No, that's fine. We'll do it. It's alright. So in chat, Gibbon is saying Matthias Kronqvist is based on Matthias Corvinus, who was Vlad Tepes' former lord when he was vassal. So there's some interesting implied history there of Matthias being supplanted. Oh, that's fascinating. I had no idea about this. This is good stuff. And we know from Aria that Dracula, quote unquote, is being character, something of a thing that can be inherited, either through reincarnation, as with Soma, or by taking in that power like the baddies were trying to do. Yeah, Graham and what's his face in Dawn, and the other guy in Aria. Yeah, definitely. Or maybe Graham was Aria. There were three at least who wanted to inherit the power of Dracula. Yeah, that's a really good point actually. But so the idea of there being multiple Draculas with only one active at a time is hand-wavingly already supported by canon. Interesting. So what about the 500 years where between Lords of Shadow 1 and Mirror of Fate, where Gabriel was Dracula and he was hanging around in the castle? Well, I guess that's where the hand wave comes in. He's definitely not active between like 1500-ish and 2057. He's definitely dead-ish. Well, mostly dead, you could say. Oh. Oh. Come on, get that jump off. How's everyone liking the pink clock tower? Yeah, I like that idea of it almost being like... Is it too lame for me to compare it to The Legend of Zelda and Ganon? But anyway, like multiple people have been Dracula, but Dracula is like this primordial entity. Yeah, like with everything, it's pretty hand-wavy, but I think it's pretty... I think it could work well enough to be a fun idea. And that's all. I won't say any more because I forgot what I was going to say. Is this Death? This is this game's version of Death, of course. Death is often fought in the clock tower stage. Oh, let me check my spell. Oh, still don't have enough hearts, I guess. Whatever. He hits hard, dang. Why don't we rewind to before that hit? Yeah, that'll give us a bit of leeway. Oh, too many sides, boy. Back off. Spoilers. No, I won't. I won't say. It's really easy to spoil Lords of Shadow, or rather, there's a lot of spoilable content because, like, the games like to do these twists and revelations and things, which is cool and all. But yeah, I think Mirror of Fate tries hardest to do twists and is the most awkward in its storytelling for that reason, because they contrive to make twists by telling you the events in 3 chapters that are all completely out of order. So it's just confusing deliberately instead of like revealing things in an interesting way, I think. Okay, Gibbon says, well, okay, so we also know that it's kind of possible for there to be multiple holders of the power. Again, in Aria, you have Graham and Soma being powered up at the same time. But if you branch out to stuff of questionable canonicity, you also have Rukotsky taking in some of Dracula's power and being revived after his death in 1999, thus also active at that time. Yeah, that's a really good point. So this is lore that was introduced in Automedius, I think? Is that right? Where Rukotsky from Getsu Fumaden, I got there, thank you, is the baddie, the big skeleton dragon lady. And, like, Dracula was killed in 1999 by Julius Belmont and Alucard and Yoko Belnades. And when he was killed, his evil power was released into the world, and part of that evil power went and revived other evil creatures, including Rukotsky, the evil dragon lady. Ooh, grey stone. That's pretty good. Too similar to blue, though. But then they're red. That kind of works. But I kind of want to do the inverted one, and I don't know how many more stages there are. I think it's just one. Let's do inverted castle, but not like that. Symphony of the Night. It is the accompaniment. I hope this isn't too hard on the eyes. Tell me and I'll change it. But this is kind of cute, the way it looks like drawings on a chalkboard or something. Reminds me of Konjak. I don't remember his real name, but he's worked for WayForward and he's done some really cool indie games, including the Iconoclasts. Excellent game, lovely, awesome game, really, really cool. Anyway, one of his early games, kind of experimental thing, was, I think it was called Chalk. You can find it on his website, Konjak, Konjak. I played one of his games on stream, actually, now that I think of it. I played Legend of Princess. Yeah, that was cool. Anyway, Chalk. It was like mouse-driven like shooter kind of game, or like puzzle. It's hard to describe because it's so strange and unique, but you're drawing lines on chalkboard with mouse, and your character is a cute little chalk drawing lady. Yeah, anyway, that's a thing that this reminds me of a little bit. Alright, let's try our new weapon. What? It didn't do anything. Let's try it again. It definitely dropped my count by 5, but did it do anything? Maybe it just powers me up for a bit. I don't know. These soul weapons are a little underwhelming, to be honest. Yeah, that one refills your health. This one stops time. This one, I don't know, maybe makes you more powerful. But they're not really that flashy or like, you know, visually impressive or useful. I don't know. They're fine. It's an interesting alternate way of doing sub-weapons. So Medusa was destroyed and her head flew off to become a Medusa head. I kind of like the way that Lords of Shadow 2 did Medusa and the Gorgons, because they're essentially like Japanese horror movie monsters. They're like Sadako from The Ring. That is her name, right? Yeah, they're like, they move in kind of a stop motion way and like speed up and slow down and glitch. They're always like popping in and out and stuff. It's really kind of strange, but interesting. Anyway. Oh yeah, and they like walk on their back. Well, one of them kind of bends backwards and then walks on all fours but backwards. Does that make sense? Anyway, they're strange. I like them. Cool. What was I saying? I could tell that this stream is like way stupider than my normal ones in terms of how well my brain is working at the moment. Maybe it's this, yeah, it's definitely the screen. I'm gonna blame the way that this palette is presenting things to me. That's the reason. Ah! Yeah, take that. I'm too good for you. What's the time? Oh, got more to go. Okay. I can't wait for Alucard to show up. He's a real cool dude guy. Oops. Yeah, watch out for that. Is this like the worm from Tremors? Alright. Whoa! Okay. So it's hard to avoid that on this little platform, so I just have to wait. Yeah. Oh! Again! It really makes me wish I had a throwing axe right now, because that arc would definitely hit that flower thing. Oh, maybe I can stand here, and then, but it'll respawn if I scroll off the screen. I'm sure of it. I can test it out though. I think if I just get out of the way of that pedal when it's about to shoot. Yeah, so I let it do that, and then no, yes, like that. So you can bait one out if you do this and then move position. Oops. Yeah, very technical. Okay, that works. Oh yeah, I should have done that. Given just suggested using the time stop ability. Oh wait, abilities. I should heal myself. Yeah, I'll do that. So I'll do that. That used up most of my thing, and I'll use the time stop if I ever get in another sticky situation. Damn, I'm glad you're here, Given. Sorry. Anyway, what was I saying before everything? Well, my first word was banana. No, I don't know. I think it was mum, probably. A lot of people's first word is either mum or dad, I guess. Stop it. Yeah. At least we have some rockin' tunes. That is something that most Castlevania games have. Okay, this looks like a bonus room. Oh no! Monster candles, that's new. See, I don't remember anything from this game. I should play it again. Or I was right to have started playing it again, as I am right now. Alright, I don't think I should hit any of these. Monsters don't drop anything, so... I'll just hit one and rewind. You know, if this was on a Castlevania Anniversary Collection or whatever collection, you would have rewind, I think. Wait a minute. Why is this not on the Advanced Collection? They skipped out putting it on the Anniversary Collection. But when they had a second collection of just handheld games, which is the 3 GBA titles, they then put Dracula X on there, which is just a kind of redo of Rondo of Blood. When they have another... they have right here another handheld game which hasn't been collected before. Yeah, Gibbons right. Prejudice. Just prejudice. I hate that. Like, it's enough when fans are kind of looked down on a game, but when the developer has a vendetta against a game in the series, oh, it really boils my beans? Sure. Boils my beans. That's my new thing. So there we go. The collection items, it looks like, are taking the form of sub-weapons from previous games in the series, or probably more specifically from Symphony and I, knowing the other references we've got going on here. So maybe we'll even have like the salt and the little reboundy diamond thing. But I'm sure I missed like the axe and I don't know, the knife. It's not very special. Yeah, exactly. That's a reference that I've used before, given about this kind of thing, and I was thinking of it at some point when I was thinking about the 64 games actually. Gibbon says, and I'll let you all in on this. This is a really salient point. It's like people hating on Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops just because Kojima spoke poorly of it once, or Ghost Babel, or the Acid games because they're not quote-unquote canon. And this is part of the reason I hate the word canon, because it's used as a bludgeon to discount things that people don't like. Really, mostly. Like, canon is not important to people. What's non-canon is more important to people, and that's just... that's why it's annoying. Anyway, yeah, like, it's Konami, but it's like the same... It's the same idea. Like, Kojima was like, I don't know, this doesn't count. So, and then the fans take their cues from that, and it's the same situation with Igarashi and a lot of the stuff that he decided doesn't count. Which is especially galling with Portable Ops, because that's like a proper part of the storyline. It is essential to the story of Naked Snake and his development going between Snake Eater and Peace Walker, and then, you know, the Phantom Pain and all that. So, like, yeah, Portable Ops is a real game. It definitely exists. Anyway, and that's one that didn't get like re-released. You have the HD collection with a port of Peace Walker, but it doesn't have Portable Ops, and it's the creator hates it. It's not in a collection, therefore fans forget about it. Anyway, this is the exciting part. Alucard's here. Maybe we should change the palette for this. This might be important. It's anime Alucard. Oh, he looks so cool. What's a good palette? There's a lot of bad palettes, yeah. Anyway, he's a cool guy. He's not afraid of anything. Alright, it's Alucard. Not the Castlevania 3 version. It's the Symphony of the Night version, and he's here, and he knows Sonia already because he says Sonia. I didn't think it was true, but it is you. I wonder if there's... I think there's something in the manual about how they know each other, maybe. Anyway. Alucard! I could say the same. What are you doing here? Listen to me, Sonia. This is not a place for someone like you. But Alucard... This problem concerns only me and my father. I've come to fight the lord of this castle. I cannot let my father, Count Dracula, get away with this. I must do this for my mother, and for the world that she so dearly loved. For more information, please play Symphony of the Night, available on the PlayStation 1. Please understand. Oh my god. Wait, Iwata? Why have you got that wig on? I am the only one who can make amends for the sins committed by my father, and there is no reason for you to get involved in this battle. Sonia, I could not bear to lose you too. Shipping. Now turn back. Yes. This is like complete Raylo stuff here. Thank you, Alucard. You're probably right. In fact, you have always made the right decisions. But I have no intention of going back now. Just as your father was granted strength from the evil deity to conquer the world, I have been granted strength to fight your father. I will not run away. We all decide our own fate. It was you who taught me that, Alucard. Oh man, there's like backstory here. You know what they should do is make a Legends prequel game. Anyway. Alright, Sonia, then show me this strength you believe so strongly in, for I too want to believe. Let us test this strength. On me! Prepare yourself! Oh no! Alucard, my friend slash lover. Spoiler alert for the end of the game, by the way. Alucard and Sonia kissing in a tree. They had a B-A-B-Y-E. They had a baby, and it was Trevor, I think. This is a direct prequel to Castlevania 3. And yeah, like, there's Dompier blood in the Belmont bloodline, as well as, you know, whatever else they've got in there with all their magicians and so on. And Dracula's. That's the secret ending, by the way, I think, if you get all the collectible items, is you see the scene with Sonia and her little baby, who was, Alucard was the father, and I think that they say at that point, I'm gonna call you Trevor. Oh, I can hit the guy in the legs by crouching. Yeah, so cool. So yeah, Gibbon's talking about the stuff. Now that I have full health, we can do this battle again. Wait, you're gonna make me go through all this again? Luckily I can skip it. Alright, just to read Gibbon's comments. I mentioned Portable Ops and how it like fits so well in the series, and Gibbon says, as well as other plot build-up that would be paid off in Metal Gear Solid 4 that people who had ignored Portable Ops were blindsided by. And then Kojima doesn't even hate it. He just said it wasn't up to quality, as it was the team's first outing without his direct involvement. Okay, so maybe I overstated it a bit, but still. I think it's easy for fan communities to make that kind of hyperbole, especially if they're on the negative side, to say, oh, you know, this game could have been better, and then people blow that out of proportion, and suddenly it's the worst war crime ever perpetrated by humanity, you know. So yeah, if you watch how Alucard plays in this, it's pretty... he's got the bat form, he's got the fireballs, he's got that nice sword. So some of that is Castlevania 3 stuff. Does he do fireballs in Symphony? I don't know. But the look of him and the sword and all that, that's straight out of Symphony. Oh yeah, and you do get a bat form in that too, I think. Do you? Yeah. Yeah, you do. Definitely do. I think. Sorry. Ow! I had no idea you had become so strong. Yeah, buddy. Step aside. Oh, Alucard. At Looks like this time it is I who have learned a lesson. Alucard, did you purposely? No, Sonia. You have made me believe in your strength. He did not throw the fight. I beat him fair and square. Alucard, I'm so sorry. Do not trouble yourself about it, Sonia. Now I must sleep. I fear we shall not meet again. Oh wait, so they already did the deed. Okay. He's going to sleep, which is when you meet him in Castlevania 3. He's been asleep for a while. And then he, like, gets a skateboard and puts on sunglasses. Oh, that's actually what happens in Captain N, the cartoon. Farewell, my beloved, my beautiful vampire hunter. Oh, there we go. Alucard, Alucard, I will never forget you. Farewell, dear Alucard. Oh, he faded away. That's real rough. Talk about a lover's tiff. And then he ends up sleeping for hundreds of years. Oh, wait. Is this layout okay? Oh, I should have moved that over. That was dumb. See, this should be more like here. This one could be a bit more here. Alright. Had that gap on the side of the screen? How ugly. I hate doing that. Anyway. Alright. Alright, we're in a spooky cave now. Let's experiment with palettes. I love this one. This ugly red and green palette. It's mixing up the colors. Fishman! So I think I missed out on the alternate stage, but I don't know. Go check out somebody who's good at the game if you want to see that. I'm just here for a bit of fun in the silly season. Get some spooks in. Oh, I lost all my hearts from that death, by the way. I didn't use any spells during that battle, but I guess I didn't need to. Excuse me? Okay, you can do short hops. This is a good game where you can do short hops. When I get some hearts up, I'll test out this new spell that Alucard gave me. With the power of his love. Oops. Don't need that. Maybe I'll use that at the next boss fight. Who am I kidding? I won't remember. Who else has Alucard been shipped with? Oops. Oh, I think did I just use it by accident? Yeah, it like cost 1 heart and it shot out bigger. Well, I can do it now then. Oh, it shoots out 1 wave at a time when I do the input, and it costs 1 heart. So that would be a good thing if you were playing normal mode and you didn't have the bullet tip. Or if you want to do a bit more damage output, I guess. So this is kind of what I was expecting more of the spells to be, especially based on how they work in Kid Dracula. Different kinds of projectiles that have different, properties, which again is also like Mega Man. But yeah, most of them are a bit more passive, I guess. Okay. We're not going to have much time to play 64, but I really want to at least play it a little bit to see if we can detect how the different games have a different approach to 3D, compared to Resurrection. Oh no, a dead end. That's wood. Oh no. Ow. Yeah, okay. Yep. Actually, I was debating whether to play Grimoire of Souls next, or my other option was playing Minoria, which is the latest game by Bomb something. What is it? Bomb Service game. What? I found another dead end room. I don't want that. Anyway, this is the company that made, or like the small indie outfit that created such games as Momodora 1, 2, and 3, as well as some other stuff. This is Ardine, who I did a little stream on earlier, late last year, I think, where the Momodora games are sort of a little bit kind of inspired by Cave Story. Momodora Reverie Under the Moonlight was like the first big commercial one. Had console releases and stuff. Very cool game. And Minoria is kind of the follow-up to that. So I'm assuming it's going to have similar mechanics and stuff, but the setting is brand new. And yeah, so it's a Metroidvania and it's about stuff. Like, I think one of the main characters is a nun or something. I don't know, I'll find out, but it looks interesting. But I better be quick about it because I want to play these things before Metroid Dread is coming soon, very soon. Oops. And that's why I was playing Lords of Shadows, because Mercury Steam, of course, made Samus Returns and Lords of Shadow. And if you play Mirror of Fate and Samus Returns next to each other, you will see a lot of similarities, which is pretty instructive. Go away. Oh. Oh, no. No. Come on. Getting bodied here. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should fire up Samus Returns and play that a little bit. Get that direct continuity. Given you played Samus Returns recently, you've played all the other Metro games, maybe not Samus Returns. I was just wondering how long it would take to do like a playthrough. Maybe I'll play it while I'm lying in bed sick from the after effects of the vaccine. You know, that's a great idea. I wouldn't be able to play Minoria or Grimoire of Souls from bed. Well, actually, no, I could play Grimoire of Souls on my phone or something, but I'd rather play it on the big screen and pretend like it's a proper Castlevania experience, despite its unconventional structure. So I won't go that way, it's going to take too long to walk back against that current. This part's not bad, actually. I thought it was a bit garish at first, but I do like how it actually mixes the red and the green. Most of the other parts only have one color as an accent. Oh, is this Werewolf Boy? Or Minotaur? I think it's Minotaur. Oh no, I ran into a spike. What should I do? Which soul weapon is good? Healing. We'll use that when I need to. That'll help me tank through this fight. Oh, he does so much damage. Go away, mate. Oh, mate. Oh, mate. Yeah, mate. Yeah. Ow. Oh! Blimey! Mate! Boom! Why is that just... Hang on. If I do it... I don't know. I don't know what fire does. I didn't read the manual. Sorry. That wasn't even the boss, it was the mini-boss. Oh my gosh. It says that her Metroid Samus Returns 100% file from launch has like 12 hours playtime. That's a lot. What's this room? Oh, I know what this room is. There's going to be a bit later on where I might fall down and then have to start from there. That's my theory. Yeah, 12 hours is not too bad. I'll probably do like an easy mode, not 100% items run, maybe. I have done the 100% run, I've done it. I haven't done fusion mode, even though it looks really cool. And I cloned an amiibo, so I wouldn't have to buy it. Cloned the tag. Cloned it. So down here? Yeah, that's the shaft. Ooh, that must be a collectible. Wait. What? It was a different color. that one. Hold on. Let's try and cheese this. Something went dingledy. That was a 1-up. Well, I'm not going down there for that. Fusion mode is brutal, says Gibbon. Ooh, yeah. I love the design of the fusion suit that they did there. So much so that I'm kind of a little let down of how the suit looks in Dread, because it's not as cool as that. It's still very cool though. And I kind of don't like that it gets more mechanical as it kind of recovers, because I really liked the idea of the biological type suit from Fusion. And Mercury Steam seemed to have like iterated on that a bit, but I feel like they iterated on it too much with the Dread one in terms of bringing it to the more mechanical look. But that's okay. I'm sure it'll grow on me as I play the game, and there's variations that are yet to be seen by my eyes. They've put out way too many trailers on presentations and social media, and I haven't been watching them because it spoils too much of the game. I want to see it all with my own eyes first. Or, you know, most of it. Yeah, Dread. Excited. Good. Dread. Metroid. Yeah, should be fun. Especially because Samus Returns was good, but like it's a remake and it had some, you know, awkwardness to it in certain aspects. Like, I don't know, enemies take too many shots to kill because they want to incentivize you using AI abilities. Stuff like that. I don't know. Minor things, because it's a really cool game. But just having them do a new game based on that with more iteration and having it be an original title. Very exciting time for Metroid fans. No, go away, bat. These bats are quite large, you know. There we go. Oops. You know, Symphony of the Night, having you play as Alucard is such a stroke of genius. Because you start to get bored of Belmonts, to be honest. Although they can't take credit for that. Kid Chameleon had you playing as Alucard on the Game Boy and the NES, the Famicom rather. Same character. Although I guess you could play as Alucard in 3, of course. What else? So there weren't many games before that, but in the majority of them you're just playing as Simon. There are so many like remakes or kind of reboots or whatever of the first game, where it's just Simon Belmont versus Dracula in 15, whatever year it was. It's just kind of dull. But when they start branching out, that's really cool. Start putting games in different eras, different kinds of playable characters. That's why Castlevania is cool. Not because you're like a Boris Vallejo ripoff with a whip, killing the same vampire again and again. It's because it's like this era-spanning saga. This looks like a boss arena. Here we go. Who's this? Oh, we're here already. Okay, great. It's Dracul, the dragon. You sunt Dracul. You have done well, my girl. In fact, you are the first human who has come this far. You have my praise. You are the Prince of Darkness. Because of you, many people have died. Many people have suffered. Oh no, my dear. I have merely done what you humans wished for. Fulfilling your insatiable desires. People must fulfill their dreams with their own power. You who have been consumed by the power of evil no longer have the strength to determine your own fate. This is very similar to the Richter Belmont scene at the start of Symphony of the Night. Silence! On the contrary, I am just the one to use this power, and I will be the king who rules over the entire world. Give yourself to me, young lady. There may be merit in having your power, in having your presence. My strength will only be used to protect the world. Lord of Darkness, prepare to suffer for trifling with so many lives. As you wish, girl, then it is your fate to kneel before my power. Oh, I should have been doing a Robert Carlyle voice for Dracula. Okay, think full Monty, think full Monty. Oh no, wait, he does a Scottish accent. Oh, wait, he is Scottish. What's his voice like in full Monty? I forget. Anyway, he's a good Gabriel Dracula. Anyway, not important. Fighting the big guy now. Oops. Bad start. Hey, why is he allowed to stand off the ground? Or is he standing on the chair? Do you think he's standing on his own chair? What a silly Billy. Ow. Quit it. I want to use some cool sub-weapons. Oh, he's just in there. That's cool. He can do that. I feel like I should just save it and use a healing spell when I get in trouble, which is the boring solution, but it'll get me through this fight. As well as rewinds, they will get me through the fight too. So maybe I can afford to... Yeah, I'll use this one. Let's use Alucard's power against him. How appropriate. Boom! Yeah, take that. Awesome. Easy peasy. Well, well. Well, well. Hang on. You are a worthy foe. You have lasted much longer than most. Prepare yourself. Oh, I've just been toying with you so far. Oh, the voice is slipping. I'm sorry. But now it's time to get serious. What? It just looks a little awkward, don't you think? The music's there, though. Got it where it counts. No. I think we just have to try and escape. Yeah, let's use this. Oh, I've run out. I don't have enough. Well, rewinds it is. I've been such a fool. Why don't I do projectiles? I've already got Bullet Whip. Maybe I should just freeze him and wail at him. Oh, that was dumb. Well, how do I escape that though? Can I leap? Oh no, I can do a short. Maybe I can just... No. No, wait a minute. This isn't fair. Alright, what happens if I die? Here? That ain't happening. Okay. That's fine. Now I can dodge that. Okay. Do have to do damage though. That is the key to winning a boss battle. I don't know if you've heard this hot tip from the pro gamers, but punch the guy, don't get hit. That's kind of the rule of thumb. Yeah, the Alucard projectile does give me that little bit extra height on my shot, which does help a lot. Okay, just do this. Yeah, the spawn positions seem to be prescribed a little bit. So... Whoops! Boom! Yeah, see? Ooh. Ugh! Yeah, cool. Got him. Oh, no! Robert Carlyle does not say "och" in Lords of Shadow. I'm sorry. This cannot be. Me losing to a human. You poor man. It must be difficult to understand why you, who possess eternal life, are about to perish. Humans are granted such a precious short life in comparison to yours, but in that short time we are able to love and to live for someone else. There must have been a time when you too cherished the bonds with the ones you loved. We humans are not so foolish as to throw away all of that in exchange for the power you received. Oh, aye, it was Marie. But then, spoiler alert, Zobek brainwashed me into executing her. Anyway, I'm way overdoing his accent. He hasn't said anything like that, by the way. There's no place in this world for the likes of you. You're already defeated when you accepted the power of the darkness. Don't let it go to your head, girl. Do you really think the likes of you can destroy me? You're a fool, just as Alucard was. Listen to me. Darkness will never die out as long as there is light in the world. I am the ruler of that darkness, and I will rise again and again, as long as people like you are alive. Again and again, I tell you. Ha 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 ha. When that happens, someone will appear before you to take my place. If it is my fate to again be a vampire hunter, I will be ready. No, I will gladly accept that destiny. So, until your soul is saved, until all the evil desires in the world are exhausted, goodbye, ruler of evil. Goodbye, O woeful prince of darkness. Ta-da! I'm glad they loaded me back into that boss arena for that. Ending! But not the ultimate good ending, which is why you get all the collectibles. And has the little babby Trevor. Tiny little babby. I think it's Trevor. Let me just look up my timeline. My handy reference spreadsheet. Where? Que? Qua? Qui? Queen? Oh, there it is. Yeah. Trevor. It's definitely the next one on the list. Hit score, 503. Awesome. Yeah, it's like 350 years after Mirror of Fate, which was the first Trevor, by the way. Oh no. Yeah. Well, Trevor's story takes place in 1073, which is 30 years previous. Anyway, it's not important. That's the end of Legends, and these are the development stuff. I'm going to fast forward through it because I want to spend at least a little bit of time on 64. It's a really long game to play properly, so I'm just going to do a little taste of it. There's plenty of like playthroughs out there, and yeah, there's like 4 different modes you can play, 4 different playable characters between the 2 installments of 64. What I'm going to be playing is the first original game, which, you know, is a little bit more like the second one refines the engine a bit and stuff, but there's unique stages and stories for the original characters in the first game that, even though they're playable in the second game, you don't get like the full experience from the original game. It's complicated. I guess this screen is the end, so that's Legends. I've got the other game right here. We can just load that up. And then I'll just play a little bit, get a feel for it, try and make some comparisons, and then we can end for today. And I can go to bed. Okay, so we'll reset. Start from the start. Oh, no note found. Yeah, that's fine. We don't have to save on our memory pack. Or maybe this had battery saves. Let's check the... Yeah, I need to move this. Sorry, I'll move that. Sorry. I'm ruining the scene. Okay, there we go. Ooh, polygons. Yeah, so this was the original attempt at a 3D Castlevania, I think. Hold on, let me check my other spreadsheet. See if I can hand wave something else. Oh, look at this guy. Spoiler alert. This game also has twists. You know, I won't tell you. Don't worry about it. Alright, I will. That's Dracula. Spoiler. It's a huge twist. Oh, I feel bad. I shouldn't have spoiled that. It's fine. Alright, so... Oh, easy? Thank you. I'd love it. Reinhard Schneider is the Belmont stand-in. He's got a whip and all that, but he's not a full Belmont, I guess, or whatever. Carrie Fernandez is related to the Belmonts clan. In fact, there's some speculation that it was a mistranslation. Fernandez is very similar to Belmonts, but she's a magic spellcaster in the vein of Cypher or Yoko, or indeed Charlotte Hollande. Can you hear that okay?
No one foresees the
Don't know who this
return
is, but
of ancient
got some
horrors.
narration.
But the old legends live, and soon the land will again be plunged into darkness.
1999.
The people have returned to the path of wickedness, and the bonds that seal their evil ruler's spirit are weakening. Carrie Fernandez, a young girl gifted with great magical powers. Sensing Dracula's return, she sets off alone to the Dark Castle. Now she must wield her inherited power in the fight against evil.
Yeah, I can't identify anything that I could wiggle into a 3D thing. But I did notice one 3D Castlevania experience that I neglected to mention earlier during my explanation. It's funny that, like, the different areas of 3D... Oh, sorry. There was actually some voice over there. That's interesting. Not subtitle, but they have, like, voice clips. Yeah, there's, like, these pairs of games, the 64 ones, the PS2 ones, there's 2 of those. There's 2 Lords of Shadow games that are full 3D, which is interesting. But there is the one other 3D experience, which is Evolution Skateboarding in 2002, which lets you play as Vampire Hunter, who's pretty much just Simon, and you can skate around Castlevania, like, castle thing. Oh, I want that meat. Don't know if I can reach it though. And yeah, you like skate into skeletons and knock them over. That's definitely a 3D Castlevania game, for sure. Evolution Skateboarding, check that. How do I pick up stuff? Okay, it's that one. Oh, what's this? Oh, I've got a melee attack. That's cute. I do like little magic rings. I got a knife. I just have to figure out the controls. There we go. So there's my knife. So my main shot is this, like, charged orb, which has homing capabilities if an enemy's nearby. I know the skeleton's going to stand up. Come on, you can't fool me. But yeah, this actually feels really smooth to control. I'm surprised. These games get a lot of guff. He's breathed his last. A local villager? I guess they've run out of voice acting already. Yeah, exactly, Gibbon. Would have been interesting to see if Resurrection got a follow-up as well. Yeah. On top of the alternate timeline where it got finished and released. Seeing them then go on and make another one is always interesting, because people like Curse of Darkness better than Lament of Innocence. People don't like Lords of Shadow 2 as much as 1, but they're wrong. I think 2 is a lot better. Anyway, I'm going to charge this up and go boom. Okay, the camera's a bit too active for me, but there is a lock on. Oh, I do a slide like Maria. That's cute. How do I lock on? Nope, this one? Yeah, okay, there we go. So I think it's Z targeting, like Zelda, Ocarina of Time. Oh, and I can back step and hop. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, I love it. But then I can charge. Boom. Yeah, take that. Oh, no skull, but still kicking. So the fact that Carrie's orbs have a little bit of homing to them really helps in this kind of new frontier of 3D Castlevania space, because you've got that added dimension which requires aiming and stuff. So if you just have that little bit of assistance with it, then it helps a lot. That's why Carrie is maybe a little bit easier to play as than Reinhardt. What do I do now? I love the slide. That's really cool. That's got to be a direct reference to how Maria plays in Rondo of Blood once you unlock her. She's so much fun to play in that game, because Belmonts usually are very slow and... Whoa! Hold having these events happen. Wait, those trees already fell down before. I guess they fell down again. Whatever. Maybe it's got something to do with... No? So you have to hold down the jump button when you're grabbing the ledge. That's what kind of tripped me up before. I wonder if... Oh, yeah, okay, I can make that. And then grab the meat. Yummy. Roast beef. So unlike... Wait, what was I going to say? I forget. Don't worry. Yeah. By the way, when they bring back Reinhardt and Carrie in the second game, they change their outfits. I think I like this one a little bit better, but it's close. I like a little poncho thing. Maybe I just need to press some buttons. Oh, wait. Do I need to light that torch? It's already lit. Okay. I'm going to press all the buttons on my controller. Battle view, normal view, action view. What's the difference? I don't know. I should probably try this melee attack a bit more. Because that's cool too. Those little rings on her hands. That's so cool. Just like... uses of magic. Oh, it's shaking when I hit it. That's the answer. Gotta blow up that seal on the door. Cool. Ayy. And the rain cleared up. Oh my gosh! What the heck? Gigantoskeletor. Get away. Oh, it's got a boss bar. That means I have to beat it. I can't just run away from it. Whoa. That did tons of damage, and it homed directly on its head. Amazing. This is why Carrie is the best character. By the way, the sequel is the origin of Cornell, the werewolf man. Oh, it even hits multiple enemies? Man, this is amazing. Cornell shows up in Judgment because he's... Whoa! Oh, I wasn't looking. There was a cliff. Do I have a rewind? Not on 64, no. The emulator doesn't support it. And I didn't make a save state. So maybe that'll do. We're at the 2 hour mark anyway, so I think I might stop now. There's a brief taste, the demo of Castlevania 64. Cornell comes back in Lords of Shadow, I was going to say. I should get that out. Oh yeah, I didn't actually read my notes for this game. So 1999, made by KCEK, the Kobe team of Konami, who also were behind Circle of the Moon, the Game Boy Advance title, which is quite good. Check it out in the Castlevania Advance collection. As well as they made some Goemon games, of course, as I mentioned, a lot of Konami teams do. But they've made a couple of games I've played on stream before. Rakugaki Kids, sorry, whatever. Yeah, that game, which was like hand-drawn characters in a fighting game on 64. I played that ages ago on stream. Really cool little thing. They also made Pop and Music GB, which I played on stream along with... what was it? Space Channel 5 on GBA, and another thing that I don't remember. Was it the Wonder Swan one? Anyway. They also made Konami Crazy Races on GBA, which is a way early stream that I did. Kind of like the Mario Kart Super Circuit, but with Konami characters crossover. That was cool. So, KCEK has some really cool stuff on their catalog there. Yep. That about covers it. Okay, so that'll do. We got a little bit of a chance to I'd like to show this game more, but Legends took me longer than it should have. Yeah, Carrie's cool. She's very much in the Maria Charlotte kind of mold. But, yeah. Alright, so that'll do it for this stream. Thanks for watching. This is, like... kicking off spooky month, I guess. I haven't thought this through, so the words coming out of my mouth have not been examined by my brain yet. But I think there might be some more spooky stuff next stream, but I'll let you know. Yeah, so check out Castlevania games, even the ones that aren't on the official timeline or in the collections. That's what I'll say. Yeah, nothing I've played today has been in a modern collection so far. So anyway, that'll do it. Bye everyone. Get vaccinated, please. Whoops. No, wrong button. I started recording. This one. Bye.